Just had to do a little praise break before I start the video. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to another review. Don't mind me, I had a little sangria. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing it. So, don't hold that against me. I'm a little tipsy. Anywho, this is going to be a review on Love After Lockup, WeTV's hit. This episode was a lot. It's a lot of unpacking, a lot of things that I saw in this episode. I don't know if many people are going to see the same things, but we're going to discuss it today. First things first, like I like to do, I go from what I think is the most topical one to the most non-topical one. I guess you could pretty much say the most egregious and then the most boring one in regards to topics. But that's what I normally do. But this time, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to save that one. Yeah, that's my dog. Sound like a whole grown man. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't know why my, okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, anywho, I don't know why my dog is walking like he old, like he elderly. But, like I said, normally I talk about the most exciting part first and then the boring one last, but I'm not going to do that this time. So let's talk about Deontay and Nicole. That's the one I want to talk about first. I don't know if he's understanding that she's not into him. Like, she's not into him. She's into what and I'm looking at my notes, he's providing her. So he has given her 2 Michael Kors, watches, purses, pairs of Jordans, money. He picked her up to bring her back to his home because he wanted to have an intimate moment. She was like, why would he want to be intimate with me? He don't know me that well, and we only been talking a year. I'm sitting here like, I'm not here to judge nobody, but baby, it's people that have one night stands. So what you're not going to do is sit there and try to act like you don't know why people or why he wants to sleep with you. Like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to act like you don't know that people do that. People do have one night stands. People do become intimate with somebody. He has vested, I don't know how much in you. He has provided you with money. He has provided you with writing you and time. He sent you money while you was incarcerated. He bought you Jordans. He done bought you. I'm not saying that a man can buy a woman and do all of these things, but why are you trying to act like you don't understand why he's interested in you? Because you led him to think that something was going to happen. You led him to think that you was going to be with him. You led him to think that you wanted to be in a full-fledged relationship, and that's not what you want. You are into being with him for the time being, for him to do all these things. He's paying how much money to get your hair done and buying you a dress, and you there with your friend talking about who you've been with, and you've been with somebody in the penitentiary, a female, and you were just talking last week to your mom about your ex. Like, you just using him, and that's sad. And he's allowing you to use him because, come on now, like, she puts the negligee, like, the scene where she comes to his house and he got everything set up, and he spent a lot of time. He got the little Dollar Tree flowers and little candles, the little tea candles and stuff. I thought stuff was gonna catch on fire with them little plastic flowers. Bless his heart. And then he had it on the bed. He had candles everywhere. It looked a little weird at first. I was like, is that a seance? Like, why you got so many candles? And he bought you lingerie, and you put it on to tease him, knowing he's going to want to be intimate with you. You put it on and then say, oh, we can't be intimate till you buy me breast implants. What? So basically you're selling yourself. You're saying that you cannot get none of this cookie until you buy me some breasts. Like, I can't. And then if he does it, something's wrong with him. Something is wrong with him. I just don't get it. I'm just gonna hope and pray that he finally wakes up and sees that she's not there for him. Now we're on to Anissa and Jeff. I mean it from the bottom of my heart, Anissa. I know you probably are not gonna watch this. You don't even know who I am. You deserve more. You do not need to be with somebody who's sitting here saying that he was never into you. The first 2 times he promised you that he was going to come see you, be with you, come get off the bus, whatever. He had no intentions of doing it. He had every intentions of using you, devaluing you, and sucking you dry. Was taking your money. You deserve better. It's not even to the point of him being imaginary and all of that. The fact that he sat there and said that he could do that to somebody else and was not in love with her, was not there for her, he didn't care about her on that level. And now the 3rd time is the charm, and that he used I think he said $40,000 to $50,000 of her money, hard-earned money, and smoked it up. But this time, he's for real. Who he looks like he still owns something. He looked like he's on crystal meth. Like, he looks like he's still on something. And then you have an issue with her best friend riding with her to meet a man that she has never physically met, who didn't show up twice. You got a problem with her best friend being there. Well, let's see why you would have a problem with her best friend being there. Let's see. They always say men can smell other men's BS. So could it be that her best friend can smell your BS coming a mile away? Could that be why you don't like him being there? Could you not like the fact that he's asking you questions in regards to your relationship to see if you're being genuine or if you're using her? Could that be the reason why you don't like her? Could it be the fact that he cared about her safety because she was traveling away and that it was going to take her some time to get home, and he wanted to make sure she was okay? For you to sit there and say, well, sometimes you got to worry about yourself. What? What? Like, who does that? Like, you had the audacity to sit there and talk about who you don't like. Do you like yourself? Because you talked about everybody you don't like. You didn't like her at first. That's why you didn't show up. And you don't like her best friend. I can't. I really hope she opens up her eyes to see his true colors, because he's really not there for her at all. He's really not. He's just there for what she can do for him. And that's sad. And she's really into him. She has been waiting for him for 11 years. And that was 11 years of time she has wasted. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but let it go. It ain't worth your time. Now we on to Rachel and Doug. Just like Anissa and Jeff, Doug, I do not feel is there for Rachel as much as Rachel is there for him. He keeps talking about he's happy in this household and happy in the house they live in, and this house is this and this is great and all of that. Are you there for the woman, or are you there for what the woman can do? Also, people and him, he's not. I understand, yes, you are little Doug or Dougie's father. However, that is physically, okay, and genetically his father. But you haven't been his dad. You haven't been there for him to know you. You haven't raised him. So he has so many different mixed emotions going on in his body at one point. And that's what Rachel said. She said he has so much pain and hurt in him that he's lashing out. And your thinking is, I'm the boss and I'm in charge, and he's going to have to understand he does need to respect you, because he was very disrespectful, calling you a womanizer and talking about how many women you're going to be with, which that was alarming, that your son knew how many different women you talked to before you decided to marry Rachel. Now, was you, and you said, oh, you have to search before you find the right one. Was you searching for the right one, or was you and you're searching for the right one, was it what they could do for you financially? Because I haven't heard, I could be missing it, anything that you said of substance that Rachel has provided, like the fact that your son is living with her, the fact that her mother took your son in like her grandchild, like, didn't mention that. Oh, but you did mention your first day out, you went to the hotel with her daughter to try to make a grandchild. Why do the men think that that is an okay conversation to have with somebody's mother? Don't nobody want to hear about y'all doing the hucklebuck. Oh, the pants off, dance off. Don't nobody want to hear that, whether you're married or not. Don't know, but I know good and daggone what. My son is 22. I know one thing. I don't want to know about him doing the horizontal polka. I want to hear about him doing the grown up. I don't want to hear about him doing the hucklebuck or knuck if you buck or pants off, dance off. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to know it. My son could be married and have 5 to 6 kids. Guess what I don't want to know? I don't want to know about him going to the pound town. I don't want to know it. I don't want to hear it. I'm aware that it's happening, but that's one of those things that just sit there, that just lingers in the air like smog. You know the smog there. You might even smell the smog. You might even see it. But what you don't want to do is discuss it. I don't want to discuss it. Here go my dog. Sound like a whole person. I don't know what he's doing with his life. Just lay down. He's so old and tired. He tired. He tired, but he don't want to go to bed like a kid. But yeah, I don't want to hear that. And neither did her mother. Rachel was like, oh, what do you think? And the mom was like, I think he needs to be more humble, because he was just sitting, it was just, his energy was a little off. And then when they went to dinner, it was great. And the son was talking, the son was being disrespectful or whatever. And that's because he got animosity. He don't know you. And you sitting here talking about something, you the boss, and he going to have to listen. Okay, but you're going to have to get to know him. You're going to have to get to know him to make sure that the cycle's broken. Because this child could sit here and possibly one day be in your same shoes or suffer from substance abuse. I don't wish that on him at all. I hope they get this little boy the therapy that he needs and have the open forum to discuss his feelings. Because he has a long way to go. But I don't disagree that somebody needs to snatch that little boy with the way he was talking. He lost his mind. Like, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. Now on to Courtney and Josh. Courtney and Josh this week, it wasn't bad. Courtney and Josh were getting to know each other. They're getting acclimated to being around each other. I love the thing when he said, you built an empire for us. And she said it's not that easy, which it wasn't. He was incarcerated. She lost her career. She had to pick herself back up. He was dealing with some anger issues. His background, I'm talking about how his parents wasn't there for him. His grandmother actually raised him, but he had to go into foster care for whatever reason. So he had animosity and anger towards her. So he ended up writing her a letter and just venting out to her in anger and just being what appears to be very disrespectful. And the thing I loved about that is the fact that his grandmother, Mama Rose, which sounds like an Italian mafia mom's name, but I digress, is receptive of Courtney. And basically, Courtney, while Josh was incarcerated, was able to go see Mama Rose and all of these things. And the fact that Josh saw the errors of his ways and he wanted to apologize to his grandmother. And his grandmother was putting on a facade at first. She didn't want him to come see her or anything like that because she was hurt. Okay? Anytime you have done your best for someone and have raised them and did all that you could, because from what the grandmother said, the father did have custody for a while, but when I think she said Josh was 5 or 6, he lost custody because he was giving Josh beer at that age. So as you can see, substance abuse is in the background of a lot of these individuals that's incarcerated. So dealing with that trauma and not seeking help as far as therapy or anything with that is what caused a lot of problems. I'm sorry, I thought I heard something. But that was a touching moment. He went and saw his grandmother. She talked to him. She finally was saying that, the letter did hurt, but she didn't want to talk about it anymore. Seeing her tear up was really sad. I wanted to cry for her. I have a soft spot in my heart for the elderly and children. Like, those the two you just don't mess with. But I like how Josh was talking to his grandmother, and he was saying how he really wants things to work out with Courtney. He wants to give her everything that she needs because she's the best thing that's happened to him. He was mean to her, which is hurt people. So he was mean to her. He hurt her. He was upset with her, whatever. He was lashing out at her, and she stayed by his side. So he wants to do a big fancy wedding for her. And the grandmother was like, well, you could just get married at the courthouse, because they had I think they called it a third proxy or second proxy marriage, where someone stands in their place and get married. So they didn't have, they did not have a formal wedding. So he wants to do that for her, and she was just saying, like, I guess how Mama Rose lives out and have all this land, and she wants to have that, and she wants to have goats and, excuse me, sangria kicking in, making me sleepy. She wanted to have goats and stuff like that. So far they seem like the ones that have some normalcy in their relationship. I really hope that it lasts long for them. But in the upcoming episodes or seasons or whatever season, it shows that it's really not like there's gonna be some trouble, which is in every relationship. So let's just hope everything works out with them. Okay, so this week, Brittany and Ray wasn't in it. So, last but not least, Papa Smurf. Look here. Stan and Lisa. I am so mad at myself because I thought Lisa was going to use him. I thought Lisa was trying to get him for everything he got. And by the looks of it, Stan is a jerk. Stan is like that piece of turd that is stuck in your booty hole that you can't get out, and it's like you almost like you constipated, and it's just sitting there, and then when you feel like it's going, it go back in and come back out. It go back in, come back out. What does that example show you? He is aggravating, irritating. Something that you want to release, but you can't. This whole man, this whole AARP member, this whole, this old man, he played one. He played knick-knack on your thumb. This whole old man with a bad toupee is sitting here upset with this woman because she cared about her child who's 21 or 22 that hasn't had his mother, who you don't know what emotional issues he have right now, that he's calling out for help, that could possibly stop him from doing anything. Like, if somebody calls out for help, you're supposed to go and help them, because God forbid something happen, then you're gonna be singing your shoulda coulda wouldas. When I tell you, this whole Hugh Hefner on crack, man, first of all, you get home, you upset, and tell myself she got all these problems she got to deal with. She want to be a helper. She's a mother. She's a mother. So now that makes me wonder how you treated your kids. It makes me wonder, how was your marriage with your wife? It makes me wonder how all of that was. Because at first I thought it was a good marriage and you raised your kids. And did you? You came home, you got your first communion wine, and you're sipping on it with your niplet shirt. Like, I don't know what kind of turtleneck shirt that was, but I did not need to see your two nipples meeting each other. Sitting there getting mad at her because she wants to figure out what to do for her son. She's seeking help from you, someone that's older, okay, and wiser, since you are grandfather of time, and you're also her boyfriend, or her wannabe husband, or sugar daddy. I don't know what to call somebody when they're in their 70s. You're not a boyfriend. You're too old to be a boy. So her man friend, okay, like they do in obituaries for, black people, a special friend. Okay, you her special friend. And for you to sit there and want her to drop everything she's doing to go down in the basement and do 78 shades of gray? Really, sir? And then when she says, I need your help, you was like, well, I think you need to figure it out. But I don't think she was saying for her son to come live there. I think she's saying, what can I do for my son? What should I do for my son? And you sitting there like, well, once you figure it out, let me know. Then I'll tell you what I think. But are you going to come inside and get some wine? Like, what? Then she's like, I'm going to go see my son. He pitched a fit. Like, how dare you care about somebody that you gave birth to? You don't understand. I'm trying to give you this peen. That's all he thought about. Okay, Rick. Like, that ticked me off. And then, like she said, if this was one of your kids, you would do the same thing. And for you to come out your mouth and say, I raised my kids right, you just wasn't a good mother. Wait a minute. What? You gonna talk about I wasn't a good mother? And then you think I'm supposed to lay down with you? Baby, I was so glad when she packed all of her stuff and put that stuff. What I need her to do is take that curly wig off, because she looked like Rick James' little sister. I don't know. Sit down. Sit down. Thank you. Like, bump your kids. Like, I don't care about your kids. Like, I can't with him. That was just rude and disrespectful. I don't know what the future may hold for them. I'm glad she had some money to go stay at a hotel and figure out what she's going to do. It's a fly in here. Figure out what she's going to do. But she don't need to be with Stan, because he don't give a damn about her. He don't care. He just care about him and his physical needs. But that's it for now. Please, I see that my last video did do some good numbers, and that's great, and I'm glad of all of the viewership that I'm getting. If there's anything you would like for me to comment, or if there's anything that I missed, please comment below. Please like, share, but also please hit that subscribe button. Like, I'm telling you, once you hit that subscribe button, you will get so many different blessings. I mean, your edges will start growing back. That toenail that broke off, that's kind of crooked because you stumped your toe in the middle of the night, I'm telling you, that toenail will come back. That eyebrow that ain't quite grow on one side, once you hit subscribe to my channel, guess what? You're gonna have two full eyebrows. Okay, I'm just letting you know the blessings that come from hitting subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you later.